Alright everybody, so today I'm going to be pulling on this banner and the other 100 shard banner, and then I'm going to sort of go into my opinion of the events and the shop and stuff that's going on. So I'll just do it that way in that order. I don't know, just to be different. So let's see what we get on this pull here. So I'm looking for Helena basically. If I get Selir, also good, but I think I want to get Helena more than Selir. But honestly, if I get Selir on the first pull before the retry, I might just keep that. And so, good start off there with Mashari. Whisper, I could use some of her shards, but I don't really need her. So far, nothing useful. Nope. Howlet, I mean, I guess if he had an EX job, that would be great. Oh, look, there's Selir. Alright, so I guess I'm going to keep this. Oh, man. I'm just keeping it. You know, next time there's one of these summons, I'll retry for Helena, but I'm just gonna keep it at this point. So I mean, everything else hasn't really been that great, but I do want that Selir, so I think I'm gonna keep it. Medina. Yeah, nothing else really great. The Raldor is good. The Whisper is still pretty good. I need her shards. I still haven't finished her, but she does have the Mog Shop option. So, you know. But actually, I did get a lot of shards that I needed. So, even though they're kind of older characters, that's fine. And, 20 Mog Shop medals or star medals from each one. You know what? I'll keep that for sure. Alright, so after that, I'm going to do the other one for the 100 UR shards. I think that seems pretty good. And even if I don't get anything crazy, I think the Mog medals should be good. So definitely want to do this. And sort of, I've been realizing that my paid viz, I think I have like way too much paid viz. I've been hoarding a lot. And I don't feel like it gets me that far aside from these pulls. So I think I'm going to start investing into a lot of these, especially next week if they do VCs for sure as well. So far, nothing good. I saw Engelbert and I saw Rob, but I think I missed one. It probably wasn't anything good. Yeah, I think at this point I might have Rob finish on EX jobs without even trying. Same thing with Ziza. Uh, Out of those two, I don't know if I would want to do any. Ooh, Charlotte. Tempted to keep this one just for that. I'm not necessarily going to pull on Charlotte just because I think I may be more tempted by the summer units. So I might just hold off on that. And I'm planning to save for FF7 anyway, so the likelihood of me pulling for the summer units is low, but I'm sort of just leaving some room for temptation because I might get tempted. Who really knows? Alright, so we have Engelbert, Rob, Ayaka. I do need Ayaka. I think I still need Mashari. So I think because I got the Charlotte, I might keep this. Selir, I should have around 500 shards for her, so I'm not in a rush to finish her off to EX jobs. I think that's a pretty good thing. So because we got the Charlotte, I'm definitely going to keep this one. So let me just confirm. So in the future, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably just going to buy Gil shards for Charlotte and then sort of work from there. Alright, so let's go into the Mog Shop because I sort of wanted to sort of talk about these medals here. And actually, I should probably claim the medals. But, to me, so I actually already have some of these coins from the shop, from the little 9 paid viz bundles. So I bought those. Those are pretty no-brainer for me. To me, I see that the most valuable thing here is the Blossom of Paradise. So I'm just going to buy that straight up. At first I was like, oh man, the stars are not that great. But you can get 20 if you spend and get the 100 coins. So it's not that bad. However, I don't think I'm going to focus on that myself. Just because, the summon itself gave some stars. So to me, it's just like, I'd rather get the Blossom of Paradise. Try to get a few. I do have a bunch hoarded up. 57. I just haven't decided on what I want to use them. But I think I'm going to start spending them, especially now that I got Selir. I'm going to spend them on Lilith, you know, a couple of different ones. So even though I have 57, I'm going to start spending them. So that doesn't matter as much. So yeah, other than that, I might buy the Azure Broadstone because I feel like those are a little more harder to get than the rainbow ones. See how I have 10 here and I have one of these. So the rainbow ones, you can just get them from the first step of a 9 step. So I think the Azure ones might be a little bit more tempting for me because there's more MR units that I want to build than just the 3. So like Shadow Lynx is an example. I can't even think of another unit, but Shadow Lynx definitely probably going to be one of my choices. All right, so in terms of that, I think that's pretty much all I have to say in terms of that. Like, I'm not going to spend it on medals. I don't think it's that great. It's okay, but it's not that great. And then the Blossom of Paradise is definitely what I want to focus on. So let's go to the daily purchases really quickly, since that sort of ties in. So you get 5 per day, that's 35. And then there's days where you get 15 and 20. You know, I think mostly for this, it's that Blossom of Paradise on day 5. So, I don't know, let's just say that's around 100. I didn't calculate it out. But that to me is going to buy me another Blossom. So that's pretty much what I'm going to do. And then the bingo board here is the other spot. This second one here, I think that's about 100 too, maybe, or maybe like 50 or so. Yeah, these numbers are low, so it's probably about 50. So I might use what I get from this to buy that Azure Broadstone. And I'm probably going to try to like decide, because for me it's really, I just haven't decided because it's such a limited resource who you want to EX. Especially when we have like all these selection quests, and you know, Moraga seems like a pretty good one, so I might spend it on him. So I sort of just have to want to calculate everything out, like divide it by 6 and sort of see who I want to build and see if I'm at a good place, and sort of also think into the future for Final Fantasy VII. I think that's my next big event for me. And sort of let's go into the current events. I just want to cover this Charlotte training quest because I think this is a really fun addition to the game. We haven't seen one since I think Black Queen Helena, Black Rose, whatever her name is, and I think these are pretty good ways to get resources for the new unit. I mean, her thing is probably not going to be limited, but it's good to see her memory there, and it's good to get like these much more expensive materials out of this. And you know, you also get some as you do them daily, so I think that's pretty good. And in terms of this one, yeah, you do get the faint memories, so I think that's actually a pretty good way to farm those. I've been like strapped for faint memories, so I'm sort of waiting for the 2x drop in story mode. But like seeing things like this where you have opportunity to get a bunch for like what, 6 energy, I think that's pretty good. I'm still struggling to finish Summer Lilith, but I'm pretty much getting there. I think she's like 15, like something like 14, and then like 9 or something like that. So I think that's definitely going to be helpful. Sort of the same thing with Trials of Reckoning. So one thing I wanted to talk about with Trials of Reckoning is that the bonus units I think are really, really good. I think you probably, all of us have been tempted to pull for one of the units that's large. So I think most of us have at least one of these units. But then also the second place, the 113, I guess, medium, I guess you would call that. Those are both free units. And the Eldira level, we should pretty much all have Eldira. So I think hopefully this means that we should all do well on this and get good scores. So I just want to give props to Gumi for picking out pretty decent units that we can use for bonus. And even at the bottom, we have the new EX units. I'm not sure how popular these 2 units are, but I kind of do like both characters. And sort of, I was kind of thinking of maybe EXing one of them. Who really knows what I'm going to do? And that's sort of why I have trouble deciding. But in terms of VC, obviously we have that new one. But we do have the Moraga card, which most of us should have, so that's pretty good. And in terms of the other ones, we do have the Kraken at the bottom there, so I hope most of us have that. and the rest of them are kind of MR, so I think all of us should have most of them. Alright, so, and again, sort of the same thing that I sort of noticed with the Charlotte training quest is that when you complete these missions, you also get, somewhere in here, you also get the purple orbs. It might have been on normal. Yeah, there you go. You get like 25 purple orbs. So that kind of helps you build up some of these free units, especially that we've been getting. But if you pulled for any of these units, I don't know, man. Like, to me, for some reason, I've been focusing on the events and spending my energy there. But I haven't really necessarily been going into story mode and farming these faint memories. So again, it's sort of the same thing. Let's go into the selection quest. I'm going to try to beat Earth without using Mont. I might just decide not to, but so far I've been able to auto my way up to 6. So I think from that point on, I'm going to try to just manual and just try to beat it with lower rarity units. I think it's my party 3 is my Earth party. So, of course, they're lower rarity units, but I mean like units that I haven't used and haven't built up so far. So I think I have resonance on, the first 2, Mustadio and Lorenzo. I don't necessarily have resonance, or I don't have the right resonance on Murmur. I don't have resonance on the other 2, so I think I'm going to sort of challenge myself to beat it with these units and build up the resonance and etc. Something like that, so that I don't get like bored of it or whatever. So I don't feel like I just rush to finish it and I'm done. So again, here in the selection quest, we have more faint memories, and we have way more. I'm not sure if they added these fragments of thought to the monthly pool, but that's pretty awesome. I'm assuming that you're only going to get 1 between the elements. The elemental fragments and the prisms, I think you'll get 100 per element. But for the fragments, I think it's going to be like with the blossoms, where you could only get 1, even though all the element Alchemist chambers have them. So we'll see how that is, but I don't expect them to be super generous. But at the same time, it's good to see that stuff there. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. Just to kind of get just the fact that they're throwing a bone out, to me, is a really good thing. And so with clearing these selection quests, the other thing to really pay attention to, of course, you do get some more fragments and some other materials, but you do get a pretty good amount of Viz. So I'm going to be just grabbing that Viz and pretty much saving it for Final Fantasy VII, I guess. That's sort of the next thing. You do get some red memories here, so that's pretty good. And so that should definitely help build Moraga. And even here for the events of Trials of Reckoning, you do also get more material. So I'm kind of pretty happy with that there's like overlap of material. Like you're getting like the purple memories here and over there when you complete the mission. So to me, that's actually pretty awesome. I feel like, I'm getting a lot out of this. So that to me sort of just makes me happy. And that's sort of what I enjoy about the game, that yeah, it does tend to be a lot of work to build up your units, but at the same time, they do throw you a good amount of presents every here and there. So, you just got to keep your eye out for them and just sort of make the most that you can out of them. And then here's a challenge quest. I still haven't done this. I think I did the high difficulty on auto, and I got 0 stars. So I'm going to try to work on this. I think I have a decent unit. So I sort of just noticed doing the first one that Titus had Behemoth, and Behemoth has Paralyze Resist, so that was actually pretty helpful. I think Howlet has innate Paralyze Resist, so I might go in there with him and do it. And I know you guys probably beat this already, but I've sort of just wanted to sort of point out like these, because I know people have been asking for like challenging content. But as I did the other one from, what did I do? The Corwell Brutal Quest. That was actually pretty hard to do in multi. But I sort of realized like Howlet was actually a really good unit for it, because I think he resists Paralyze and something else. Something irrelevant. But you can equip him with whatever makes up for whatever he doesn't have, like Petrify, for example. It's sort of, he has a pretty good kit because he can heal and he has Isuna, but he also has, he's still a pretty strong attacker. So he actually has a really good kit. And so I'm kind of just thinking about like any of these little brutal challenges as sort of just like figuring out like who is a unit that has like enough bonuses that'll help you clear out the mission without you having to feel like, oh, I'll just throw in my super, my super team and just sort of auto it, or go into multi with the super teams, or people with, everyone has Black Witch Helena or Yuna or something. So I'm kind of just trying to look at these as like, trying to figure out which unit has, the good resistance, the good kit. And it might not be a unit that I own, but like what unit do I own that maybe is the second place person that can do pretty well on a mission like this. And I know the challenge quests don't really come that often, but there's always brutals, and I feel like a lot of us just want to get it over with and done. But I think that content is there, and it could definitely be fun for us to do, and sort of to focus on and talk about and just tell each other like, hey, Howlet is pretty good for this one. So that's pretty much it. And I think that's it for this video. I basically just kind of wanted to talk about how I'm sort of enjoying what there is to offer. I did, Trials of Reckoning, I didn't really like the first one as much, and I don't remember if there was a second one. Oh, there was one for Final Fantasy IV, but I feel like with Final Fantasy X, the one there, I did get into a better groove with it, and I did end up liking it more. So I'm kind of looking forward to this one and sort of figuring out a good score and sort of figuring out a good auto team. Maybe those won't be the same team, but maybe they will, or maybe I could find an auto team that can do pretty decent on the score, So I'm sort of looking forward to that, and hopefully we have enough time. I myself have been a little bit busy the last week or two, so I've kind of left things to the last minute, but that's kind of my nature anyway. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed the polls. Let me know if this order makes any sense with the polls first. I don't know, I feel like some people just want to watch the polls. So if you guys clicked off at that point, I don't mind. Just as long as you can enjoy part of the video for whatever reason. I sort of like hearing people's opinion on pretty much anything, right? So I'm sort of just adding my opinion just for whoever wants it. I mean, I don't necessarily feel like I need to add my opinion every time, but I'm just kind of doing it. Alright, that's enough rambling, I guess. So let me just end it there. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.